Hi, I am KTM on two wheels, and today we will be reviewing the Pirelli Angel GTs, my new tires. New. So here's the deal. I bought these when the bike was 22 or 23,000 kilometers. I don't know, I'll have to put the number here, don't remember. It now has 38,000 kilometers, and the front one looks like this. It's a bit dirty, but it's good. It's still very deep. It's still about halfway through. And the rear one is square and gone. So what happened? How come the rear tire on the bike with so little power is gone? Well, here's the deal. I'll talk about the tires later, but I want to talk about the degradation now. The tires are very grippy and they're very soft on the sides. If you look at here at the sides, I'm trying to give you a zoom in, you can see how it looks melted, even almost all the way to the edge, so you can see how easy these are to lean. Because just look at the chicken strip that I have, and this is not a sports bike and I'm not a sports rider. Look, it's just this little thing. It's about it's half a centimeter here, because I've been scraping them here, and they're actually worn about only a centimeter away. That's, for me, that's quite an achievement. Centerline though, it's on the limiters. See? Now here's the deal. If I put my finger like so, I can feel the tire going like this. Like so. So there's a big hole in the middle, two bumps, and then the rest of the tire. So this means I've been riding with low pressure, and I think that since I've been riding with low rear pressure, I overheated the rear tire, and that's why it went so fast. Because honestly, it only went for like 14,000 kilometers or something like that, or 16 or 17, and the Metzeler Z8, the stock ones, lasted for 24, and so I was a bit disappointed on that. But then again, after seeing the way it wore, I think it's my fault. I liked these tires so much that I've actually already bought the replacement rear tire. Even though they're really expensive, I don't care. I love them. They're great. They're really, really great. Riding on the center line is, any tire will work well with the bike standing up. There's no issues. This one does not have enough power to skid on throttle, so anything will work. On the other hand, when leaning over, these tires, it's like you're riding on Velcro. It's ridiculous how easy it is to lean the bike and keep it there. Great grip, great stability, and great confidence when you lean. Look, the tires are shot, and look what I'm still doing on cold tires. That being said, they do need a bit of temperature. When I get off work, the first two corners, if I really lean it over, I can feel it slightly going, slightly skidding, very slightly. 3 corners later, it's okay. When they're stone cold, they have a bit less grip, but that's still not an issue. It's literally the first 2 roundabouts. After that, we're cool to do a stupid thing like this. And they're really stable when leaning. These are some really properly good tires. And I bought a new rear one, assuming that, okay, this rear will last me long, because this time I'm going to be Hawkeye on the freaking pressures, so I don't destroy the rear tire again. So that's not gonna happen. Also, in the wet, which is a major thing for me because I ride all year long, and these were bought specifically because of wet weather conditions. These are fantastic in the wet also. Much better than the Z8s, even though the Z8s are very good in the wet. They're really confidence giving. I never had to do a roundabout really slowly because I was afraid on the Z8s. I was riding as if I was in the dry, but just less speed, less lean, less aggressive, just a bit calmer on the Z8s, and I was okay. This one, it feels like I could just roll normally like I usually do. They're just very grippy in the wet. It's fantastic. No matter what the depth of water, no matter how much it rains, it always feels great. I've heard some horrible stories about NC700s with the Bridgestone BTO 23s in the wet. I've felt what it feels like to have really bad tires in the wet with my CBF 125 with the awesome Contigos, and neither the Z8 nor this is like that in the wet, and this in the wet is fantastic. Not only that, but this tire is shot, and you saw that, and it has been raining the last couple of days, and I have ridden on completely wet roads with the tire in these conditions, zero issues. In fact, they are so incredibly awesome that for the first few kilometers that I rode them, I could not get them to slip, not even on these painted stuff in the wet. It was insane. Not even on these metal drain covers. I was dumbfounded. I was going like, this is not possible. It's not possible for a tire not to skid on full power in second gear over a metal grate, and yet they did not. After about 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers, that kind of went away. So I guess there's some extra grip right at the start of the tire, and then it kind of goes away. But still, wow. And then, I'm not sure if it's because I'm more experienced, might be that, but I just had so much more confidence leaning it over. So much more. I was leaning it over way more. To be perfectly honest, what I should have done now to give you a unbiased review was to buy again the Metzeler Z8s for both front and rear and try them out, and then say what I thought of the Pirellis, because I've been comparing the Pirellis with my memory of the badly worn Z8s, so it might not be a completely fair comparison, okay? But still, I am absolutely sure these are better than the Metzeler Z8s. Perhaps not by the margin that I think it is, maybe less. Because remember, I started with the Z8s with zero experience, and I only got enough experience to try to lean her over more when the tires were at least halfway worn. So there's that. What's this on the ground? Looks like salt. But still, it's undeniable that these are superior to the Z8s. Did not last as long, probably because I did not look at the tire pressures as much as I should. Maybe they're a bit more sensitive to that than the Metzeler Z8s. Maybe not, I don't know. I can just tell you what happens, which is that where you can see the crown, the center of the tire is very badly worn, but the sides immediately adjacent to that crown are not as badly worn, so there's a W shape on the tire. It's badly squared, and in the center of the square it's not even up, it's even more than on the sides. So I've got a nice W shape on the contact patch. This might be due to the fact that my local gas station has a leak on the air hose. So that leak probably removes about, I thought it was removing 0.1 bars, and maybe it's more than that, so I have to change the place where I put air in the tires. There's a tip for you. Oh well, that happens. If you're wondering if these tires are good, they are. If you're wondering if they're good for sporty riding, they are. I can't tell if they're as good as proper super sports tires. Probably not, because these are supposed to be GT tires. They're supposed to last and let you go from here to the Nordkapp in one go. And they will do that if you take care of the pressures. And even if you don't care about the pressures, they will do that. And they're awesome in all weathers. So it's a well-rounded tire. Maybe not as good as some, I don't know, Dunlop qualifiers and Pirelli, Pirelli Sports Demons and stuff like that. But for the purpose, which is for an all-rounder bike, for all-round riding, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All the stuff you hear online about them being crazy awesome, It's true, they are crazy awesome. I just love them. And the fact that the rear is gone quickly, but the front is still halfway through. On the Z8, when the rear went, the front was also nearly gone. It was just slightly better. So I know the front and rear wear is about the same, which tells me even more that I fucked up the rear tire. And I don't think I was as aggressive on these tires as I was on the Z8s, on the rear one, because on the Z8s on the rear one, since it was the first time I had a big bike, I was going everywhere like this. And now I'm a bit calmer, because I don't have to go full throttle everywhere. I just keep the speed and keep the speed during the corners more than I used to, because when I was less experienced, and if you watch the old videos, you'll notice that I was going full. When I was going aggressively, I was going full throttle into the corners, brake hard into the corners, take the corners slowly, low lean, and then full throttle out of the corners, and then full brakes into the next corner and go slowly. I'm a bit more smooth now, because I can take more speed into the corners, because I know how to take more speed into the corners. I'm more confident, so I just go accelerate more slowly, keep that speed, and slow down slightly before the corner, then accelerate smoothly out of the corner. It's a bit more, it's less aggressive on the tires, and yet the rear one went away faster, because I'm pretty damn sure it's my fault. I'm so damn sure that I have bet with my wallet that it was my fault that the tire went. That and winter is coming, so when I change that tire, it's supposedly going to be when the real rains begin, and I'll have all that marvelous new tire grip to use on the wet. So yeah, that's it. Cage out, and on these tires I'll give them a 10 out of 10 for their purpose. Fantastic.